Uh, there is no expiry such like that. Who is that? Naga Sainath. Check it out. Okay. If not, send me an email or connect with the mentors. Anything you can do. Okay. So S3, simple storage service. So as I said, this is also a certification question, guys. What is the full form of S3? What is the full form of S3? Simple storage service. Everything in AWS will start with simple and with service. Okay. And am I audible, guys, online? My voice is clear? Yes, Reshmi, please check on your side. Okay. So, and also we already discussed little bit on S3 in our starting days, remember? So S3 is global or regional? S3 is global. In S3, what do we create? Buckets we create. What does the bucket contains? Objects. What is the name of the file? Key. Very good. So S3 is what based storage? Object based storage. Fantastic. Yeah. So let's write all these things first. S3 is object based storage. S3 is object based storage. So in S3, you can store all flat files. What is the meaning of flat files? Flat file meaning all files. Are there any restrictions of storing the files there? No restrictions. You can store any kind of files, any extension of the file. So what do we do with S3? Can you upload all these objects? You can upload, download, and access files from S3. Similarly, like your Google Drive. Guys, the files in S3 can be executed? No, the files in S3 cannot be executed. It is just a storage, okay? Is it possible to install operating system databases in S3? No, you cannot install OS, DB, etc. in S3. What else do you know? S3 is limited storage or unlimited storage? S3 is unlimited storage. Very nice. So does S3 support static website hosting? S3 support static website hosting. So S3 is cheaper than EC2? Obviously, right? S3 is cheaper than EC2. S3 is server-based or serverless? S3 is serverless. What do we create in S3? Buckets. So what is a bucket? Container of objects. Bucket is a container of objects. What is an object? Object is a file. So what is the key? Name of the object or file is called a key. And S3 is global. So we have a limit to create a bucket as default. Yes, we'll go slowly. We'll go, Nandakishore. Everything will get covered. So, guys, in EC2, we launched the EC2 instances. EC2 is regional or global? Regional. EC2 is regional. So EC2 is regional. So when you launch EC2 instance in Mumbai region, can you see the same EC2 instance in Ireland region? So is it possible to see all the EC2 instances in all the regions in one place? Not possible, right? It is not possible. But whereas this S3 buckets, I told you S3 is global, but the buckets are regional. So you can create the buckets, and all these buckets you can see in one console only. I think I already told you to delete one bucket which is created by the Beanstalk. You see, that is the console where you can list all the buckets in different regions. Also, you can list in one console itself, because S3 is global or regional? Global. So is it possible for us to go and select the regions in the top? No. So here but can you create the buckets in regional? Yes, let's say for example, you create a bucket called bucket one, for example, bucket one. So this bucket one, this bucket can be in Mumbai region. Yes, and you create bucket two. This can be in Ireland region. Yes, all these buckets can be seen through only one console. Everything will be in one console. Okay, now let us go a little bit deeper on the buckets. Okay, now buckets are global or regional? Excellent. Buckets are regional. And while you're creating a bucket, guys, bucket is nothing but a small folder. But we should not call it as folder no in S3. We should call it as bucket. You create a bucket. Inside that, can you have folders? Yes. The parent folder, we call it as bucket. Inside this, you can have a number of subfolders. And also, as you're creating the bucket, we need to give the name of the bucket. No, we need to give the name of the bucket. And the name of the bucket should be unique. Which one? Unique. The bucket names are universal. Bucket names are universal. Meaning, let's say, for example, you created a bucket called Hello Bucket. Can other people can create Hello Bucket? No. Doesn't matter in the same account, different account, because bucket names are universal. So anywhere, somewhere in Uganda, Africa, somewhere he has created a bucket called my test bucket. Will you able to create test bucket? No. So bucket names are universal. Now you might think, sir, if that is universal, how should I give my bucket name? So guys, the bucket name in real time, the bucket name should be always start with your project. So you can give some project name and then bucket name or something. It has to be unique. Okay. Is it possible to create a bucket called test? Someone might have created already test. Is it possible to create a bucket called my bucket, your bucket, our bucket? So all these nasty names someone might have created and started using it. Is it possible to create all those things? No. So bucket names are universal, or it should be unique. You got this point? Bucket names are universal or unique. And also, let's say if you go to S3, you create the buckets. Is it possible to create bucket under bucket? Not possible. So you have the main directory is called the bucket, and inside whatever you create inside it, that will become subfolders. So bucket under bucket, nested buckets are not possible. So you create a bucket. Inside it, if you want to create another folder, that will become a subfolder. It will not call it as a bucket. So is it possible to have a nested buckets? No. So nested buckets are not possible. No nested buckets. That meaning buckets under buckets are not possible. Can you create the buckets in different regions? Yes. You can create the buckets in different regions. You can create the buckets in different regions. How should I remove the scale? Okay. And in your account, how many buckets maximum you can create in S3 is 100 buckets. How many, Nana? 100 buckets. Certification question. So maximum number of buckets you can create in S3 is 100. And guys, this 100 is, we call it as soft limit. What is it called? Soft limit. What is the meaning of soft limit? Soft limit meaning AWS is giving by default this much, but can you ask AWS to increase this 100 to how much ever you want? You can, but by default, how much it is? 100. Guys, I'm not talking about the free tier. This is not about free tier. In free tier, what we do is we create the buckets. In S3, the bill will happen only when you store the data and you transfer the data, or you upload, download, access it. Otherwise, they don't charge. Can you create a number of buckets? You can create 3, 4, 5, 10 buckets, no problem. But if you create 1, 2, 3, 4 buckets, it's enough. Will you keep on creating 10, 20 buckets? No need, right? So, and also, would you like to upload huge GB of data? Not required. In real time, you might upload, but here, as we are learning, just small MB files we upload, you don't get that much bill there. Okay, you don't get the bill. And also 5 GB is free. How much? 5 GB. Don't try to upload the entire movie or your games and all. So unnecessary, you will get charged. Okay, so Nana, by you create a bucket. You create a bucket. By default, this bucket is public or private? By default, it is private, because remember, in AWS, whenever you create anything, everything is by default private only. Your snapshots are private. Your images are private. So everything is private. If required, can you make it public? Yes. So by default, buckets are private. If required, you can make it public. Yes, you can. Akhil is asking, can we send data from bucket 1 to bucket 2? Can we send, meaning upload, download only? Arey, Babu, see here we have in Google Drive, you created 2 folders. Can you send from one folder data to another folder data? Can you send it? Can you just drag and drop? You cannot do. You need to download and then upload it back. Similar things. Yeah. Nana, is this clear till here? Okay. So let's say, for example, now let me go ahead and create one bucket. Assume this is a bucket. And this bucket name, we call it as 9 a.m. bucket. Okay. By default, bucket is public or private? It is private. And I created in the Mumbai region. Okay. What is the bucket name? 9 a.m. bucket. So inside this, I created a folder called photos. I created a folder called photos. Inside that, I have uploaded puppy.jpg. Inside, I uploaded what object? Puppy.jpg. So guys, similarly in Google Drive, you have some files in Google Drive. Every file will have the URL to access it. Yes or no? You upload some file and every file will have a URL to access the file. Correct? Yes or no? Similarly, here also, every object has an endpoint, or you can call it as object URL. What is that called? Object. So how do I access my puppy.jpg? I have the URL. For every object, there will be a URL. Okay. So, you know, how does that URL look like? And guys, this is also a certification question. Sometimes they will give the URL and ask some questions on it. Let's say, how does URL looks like this? https:// it will be like this. Dot. Okay. The URL looks like this now. Okay. The URL looks like this. By seeing this URL, can you identify a few things here? Let's say, for example, by seeing this, can you identify what is the bucket name? This is the bucket name. This is the bucket name. And by seeing this URL, can you identify which service is this? Do you see this here? This is service name. This is service name. And which region? Mumbai. So by seeing this, you can see the region name. And it is related to which company? AWS. Oh. So it is related to AWS. This is, can I say AWS domain? This is AWS domain. And what is photos here? What is photos here? Huh? Subfolder. This is called a subfolder. And everyone, very important, this subfolder we call it as prefix. What we call it as prefix. Remember, we should not, you can call it as subfolder also, but the another name of the subfolder we call it as prefix. And what is it? Puppy.jpg. Puppy.jpg is the object. This is the object. And guys, and then here .jpg, this one, this is called suffix. What is this called? Suffix. And the whole from photos to puppy.jpg, we call it as key. We call it as key. Key meaning why I included photos, subfolder. Guys, in order to access your puppy.jpg, without subfolder, can you access it? No, for that reason. So the whole thing we call it as, the including photos and puppy.jpg, we call it as key. Object is only puppy.jpg. There is a question from Meghana. Sir, can we call it a sub bucket? Is it bucket under bucket possible? I wrote that already. So but nested buckets are not possible. You cannot call it as sub bucket. You should call it as subfolder, or better you call it as prefix. What is that called? Prefix. Nana, is this clear? Chitty, is this clear? Online? Nice. So you tell me S3 is mostly used for read purpose or write purpose? Mostly read purpose only, right? Because Google Drive is mostly used for write purpose or read purpose? Read purpose. Someone will write and we always more we go and read it. Similarly here S3 or S3 supports a warm model. What is warm model full form? Right one. There is a question. So, sir, if we have a folder under folder again, if you have a folder again under folder, then what is the object name? Is that the last folder is object? Yes. The file is nothing but the object. But if you want to access it, that you said no, under folder. How many under folders are there? Those many folders you need to mention and access the object. So that should be the key. Yes, that is a relative path. Okay. Nana, is this clear? Okay. Slowly, aramse will go. Okay. So now let's talk about one of the S3. Guys, S3 is simple. Of course, most of the services are simple based on how I explain. Correct? I can make it complicated also. I can make it simple also. But till now, everything was complicated or simple? Simple only, no? So here also in S3 is also a very simple service, but there are so many features are there. So many features are there. So we need to learn each and every feature there. So whether you use it or don't use it, we should learn those. Okay, so now we have a concept called S3 versioning. What is this? S3 versioning. Nana, generally, what is versioning? What is versioning? What is version? Huh? Upgrade. What is version? Okay, let's say for example, I have a file in S3. I mean, object in S3. So I modified that. 3 times I modified it. How many versions will be created? Yes or no? So if I want to track the updates, you have only one object. If you don't have versioning, that file will get rewritten every time. But if you have versioning enabled, so how many times you have modified that file, those many files versions will be created. Yes or no? If I modified 4 times, how many versions will be created? 4 versions will be created. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are there. Which is the latest version? 4th is the latest version. Correct? So can I go ahead and download? Let's say, for example, someone Pusuk deleted your object. Someone deleted your file. Can you restore it from your version? Can you restore it from your version? Is nothing but backups. Versions are nothing but backups. So if just in case someone deleted your object, can you restore it from your versionings? Yes, you can restore it. So why we need to have versioning here is, for example, let's assume in your production environment, you have an S3 bucket and there are so many important files. Okay, let's say to make you connected, you have salary details. Your company has a salary details maintaining in some Excel sheet, small company. That Excel sheet, do he need to put it in EC2 or S3? Excel sheet. S3 only. Why are you thinking? Is it your HR will launch EC2 instance and put the Excel sheet there? No, what they do, she'll just go and create a bucket, HR bucket, salary details, and then she'll upload the Excel sheet. Someone in their team or someone who deleted that Excel sheet. It's gone, no? You should have backup or not? Versioning. You need to enable what? Versioning. So if you enable the versioning, there will be always one version file will be there in the backend. If someone deleted that file also, can you restore it from the versioning? Yes. And how many times you have uploaded that Excel sheet, those many versions will be created. You can restore the latest version also, and you have the older version also. Whichever you want, you can download it and restore it. You got what is the concept of versioning? And by default, this versioning is enabled or disabled? Disable. This is basically, if at all you want, you enable. Otherwise, no need. Because version is also chargeable. Yes. You have the original file and you're maintaining all the version files. No, that also taking the space. That is also taking the space and then data transfer, everything happen. So versioning will also get charged. Okay. So that meaning, and also, for example, you have 1 terabyte backup file, database backup file. Can we upload database backup files in S3? Yes or no? Yes, you can upload it. So 1 terabyte backup file is there. Will you enable versioning for that 1 terabyte backup file? So you have 1 terabyte main file, but if you enable the versioning, you will create how many terabytes you will create the versioning file, you don't know, right? So I need to pay for all those things. So be careful when enabling the versioning. Okay, so if at all, whichever is very small files, very important files, you enable the versioning. Otherwise, don't enable. But if you feel the files are important and it should not be deleted, and if you delete, so if you want to retrieve it back, you need to enable versioning. You understood the concept of versioning first? Versioning is just like a backups. So can I say versioning is like a backup tool? Versioning is like a backup tool. By default, versioning is enabled. By default, versioning is not enabled on the bucket. Guys, will you enable the versioning on the bucket level or object level? Say one thing, bucket level or object level? So, okay, if you say object level, if you have forget about 1 million. If you have 1,000 objects, will you go and enable versioning for 1,000 objects one by one? Will you enable on the bucket level or will you enable for each and individual objects? We'll be enabling on bucket level. When you enable versioning on the bucket level, that versioning will be applied for all the objects inside it. So the versioning is enabled on the bucket level, but applied on object level. So versioning is enabled on the bucket level, applied on object level. Guys, these versioning files can be downloaded anytime? Yes or no? Yes, versioning files can be downloaded anytime. For example, let me give next example. This is the bucket that you are creating it, and the bucket name is 9 a.m. version bucket demo, for example. Okay, this is a bucket name. So guys, by default, version is enable or disable? Versioning, disable. So assume that I have enabled the version. Okay, versioning is enabled. I have enabled the versioning for this bucket. And now I went and uploaded puppy.jpg, one file. Guys, and I have modified this file how many times? 3 times I have modified. 1, 2, 3. Tell me how many versions will get created? 3 versions. So version 1, version 2, version 3. Which one is the latest version? This is the latest version. This is the latest version. Okay. How many times you have updated that file? Those many versions will be created. And based on your requirement, can you use any kind of version if you want? You can use it. Okay. Now, I'm not modifying puppy.jpg, but I am adding another file called index.html. And this one also I have updated. As I don't have space, that's why I'm putting 3 times. So how many times I have updated? 3 times. And for this also, how many versions will be created? 3 versions. V1, V2, and V3. Which one is the latest version, Anna? Latest version. Okay. Now, guys, someone, Pusuk, went and deleted the index.html. Someone went and deleted your original object. Someone deleted the original object. So can you restore it? I'll tell you, in S3, it is the easiest way to restore. There is nothing hangama here. Simply what will happen, whenever your original object got deleted, for latest version, one marker is applied, and that marker name is delete marker. What marker? Delete marker. Guys, you have the version file. You are your main object. If you go to versioning, you have so many objects similar to that, right? Yes or no? Those are versioning files. So for the latest version, what marker is applied? Delete marker. What marker is applied? Delete marker is applied. So remember, whenever you see delete marker, you need to decide that what has happened. Your original object got deleted. Whenever you see delete marker, 100% your original object got deleted. So now how to restore it? Guys, simply delete this delete marker. What you need to do? Delete this delete marker and your object will get restored automatically. Understood? So understood. So what you need to delete? Delete the delete marker and automatically your object will get restored. So whenever your object got deleted, what marker is created? Delete marker is created. And if you want to restore, what you need to do? Delete the delete marker and your object will get restored. And let's say, for example, if you want version 2, then in that case, what do you do? So guys, when you delete the delete marker, your latest version will be restored. If at all you want version to be restored, you need to download that version to and upload it back. Delete marker will be applied only for latest versions. If you want the older version to be uploaded back, download it and then upload it. You got this? Anna, you got this, everyone? So I write it here. So if you delete the original object, what will happen? Delete marker is applied to the latest version. Okay. How to restore? If you want the object to be restored, what you need to do? Yes, to be restored, delete the delete marker and your object is restored. Padma and everyone. So guys, so you have your original object, you have your normal objects, and you have enabled the versioning for your bucket. Someone deleted the object. Is it possible to restore it? Yes, it is possible to restore it. Where you should go? Versioning you should go. If you go to versioning, what marker is applied? Delete marker is applied. Whenever you see the delete marker, that means your original object is deleted. So if you want to restore it back, what you need to do? Delete that delete marker and then object will be restored. Padma, okay ma? So this one theoretically I'm saying, but it is very easy. When you go to the practical, it will be very easy. There I'll show. Okay. Okay. So guys, if you want to restore your old version, what you need to do? Yes. If you want to restore old version, download and upload it back to S3 bucket. And delete marker is applied only on latest version. Will it apply for old version? Not for old or previous versions. That is the concept. Om Prakash. Om Prakash is asking, how can we download version 1 and version 2 if it got deleted already? Which will get deleted? Your versions will be deleted. Which one will be deleted? Your original object will be get deleted. If someone, okay, that is really a very, very nasty fellow in your production environment. Let's say in production environment, let's say you have salary.excel sheet, for example. Someone deleted the salary.excel sheet. That salary Excel sheet, someone deleted. Can we restore it? Yes, because you have the latest version, you can restore it. But someone went and deleted all the versions. Can you restore it? You are hitting your teeth with your own stone, right? So that should not be done. Okay. So here original object will be deleted. Versionings will not be deleted unless you go and delete it. That is really a bad thing to do that. Correct? You're deleting the backups. And you're deleting the backups and you're expecting to have the file back again to restore. Oh. Right? Yeah. Okay. Is it possible to delete the delete marker, guys? Is it possible to delete? Is it possible to download the delete marker? No. For the delete marker, what you can do? You can only delete it. Can you download the delete marker? No. So you cannot download the delete marker. You can only delete it. So guys, once you have enabled versioning, you cannot disable it. You can only suspend it. Do you see the controversial statement here? Once you have enabled the versioning, you cannot disable it. What you can do? what is the difference between disable and suspend? Both are same only, no? Right? So, but the thing is here, that was the one mistake I did in my certification. When I was doing the certification, I put the wrong answer for this. I thought there is a question. Can you disable it or you can suspend it? I said disable, suspend, both are same only. So I selected yes, you can disable it. Actually, when I see that, the answer is wrong. Then I started putting this line in the for you all you guys, because there is no option called disable. There is only option called suspend. So when you're doing the practicals, you should get habituated with the name of suspend, not disable. So is it possible to disable the versioning? No. What you need to do, you can only suspend it. Actually, both are same. What is the meaning of suspend? Holding it. So now, let's say, for example, for puppy.jpg, index.html, versionings are there? Yes or no? Versioning is enabled on this bucket? Yes or no? Yes. Now what I do is, here, can I go and suspend? So I went and suspended the versioning. Guys, I went and suspended the versioning. So if you suspended the versioning, do you expect the versionings? So you purposefully going and stopping, Babu, I don't want versioning. Don't create any versions. Okay, now you tell me. So now after this, I have uploaded test.python file. So now when I upload it, in the backend, latest version will be there. Yes or no? Latest version will be there. The problem is here, I uploaded this 3 times. 3 versions will be created for test.py. I uploaded test.py 3 times. 3 versioning files will be created. Guys, what I did first, I suspended the versioning. If you suspend the versioning files will be created. It will not be created. You will have only the latest version. So I uploaded 3 times. 3 files will be created? No. Okay, now someone went and deleted this test.py. What marker is applied? Delete marker is applied. That is good. But if you delete this delete marker, can you restore the file? Answer is no. Right? You cannot restore. Cannot restore because you have purposefully suspended the versioning. If you suspended the versioning, you cannot expect any restoration. Okay. But the thing is here, guys, and then if I upload it 3 times, no version files will create, correct? I wrote just for your, okay. So there is a question from Gautam, then how can we restore it, sir? You cannot restore. It is in suspended mode. You cannot restore. Are bhai, you, okay, let's say for example, how should I? There is no backup. If there is no backup, how can you restore it? No, there is no possibility of restoring it. If you feel that, oh my God, I want to restore it, then what you need to enable? Versioning you need to enable. So if you suspended it and then thinking that I want my file back, will it be back? No, because the versioning is in suspend state. It's not possible. Okay. But the question here is, see, now the versioning is in which mode? Suspended mode or enabled mode? Suspended mode. Guys, if I went and delete puppy.jpg in this time, can you restore it? Answer is yes. Yes, because when you suspended it, existing will not have any impact. So in puppy.jpg index.html was uploaded at the time of versioning, no? For that versioning concept will be there. right? Even though we have suspended it here. But can you restore this test.py? No, that was uploaded when the versioning was suspended. So existing files will not be changed. Clear? Yes, I'll write it here. If you upload a object after versioning is suspended, the latest version will be created as usual. Okay. But if you update the original object, versioning files are not created. Okay. If you delete the original object, delete marker is applied. If you delete the delete marker, object will not be restored because versioning is suspended. So later, if you read this also, you can easily understand. Sir, if we store same file, two or three times, is same version is created or different? Different versions will be created. Meghana. And sir, how to enable back? So is it possible to enable your versioning back? Yes, possible. So you can enable the versioning feature anytime. You can enable, you can suspend anytime. Okay. That's what I'm saying, Ashok. So Ashok is saying, I have forgot to enable the versioning, but I accidentally deleted the version. I mean, accidentally deleted the file. Will you get it back? Oh, simple, no, no. There is no emotionals in S3. If you cry in front of S3 also, you don't get the backup. Yes, name of the file should be same, Gautam. Guys, same file meaning name of the file should be same. If at all the name is different, it will create a new one. Correct. Correct, Akhil. That is correct. So, and also I'll write it here. In suspended state, existing versioning files will not have any impact. So again, Ashok is asking, then they should enable this option by default. Guys, back. Okay, see, in your company, you are creating S3 buckets. Is it only you that you create S3 bucket? There are so many people will be creating S3 buckets in your company. Correct? And for each and every bucket, if you have the versioning enabled, the cost will go to the sky. Yes or no? For that reason, very important buckets only, you need to go and enable the versioning. Unnecessary buckets, no versioning required. If you feel that bucket is important, it is your responsibility that you go and enable the versioning as an AWS engineer. Okay. So which one is required, which one is not required, you should decide it. Okay. Okay. Nandini. Okay. Thank you, Nandakishore. And there is one more question. Sir, what is written inside box diagram? Please explain the below line. 3 times no version files will be created. I don't know whether you're listening it or you skipped that point. Nandini, guys, do you all understood this line? So if you concentrate, see, once the versioning is suspended, and if I upload this test.py 3 times also, any version files will be created? Nandini, no, right? That's what I have written it here. How to suspend? I think we need to delete in marker, then only it can suspend. How to suspend? I'll show it in practical. How questions? Please wait. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. So guys, S3 is limited storage or unlimited storage? S3 is unlimited. Sir, do Elastic Beanstalk offers S3 versioning? Why you are mixing Elastic Beanstalk here? If it offers, then it is free. Sir, do S3 versioning? Oh, you mean S3 Beanstalk has created one S3 bucket, no? So that will be for it is this Beanstalk is completely managed by whom? AWS. You are just giving the application and you are configuring it. All those configurations and all those environment variables that you are giving is storing in S3 a separate file that is completely managed by Beanstalk only. So we know to do. So Beanstalk doesn't offer any S3 buckets. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So S3 is unlimited storage. But we need to learn few certification questions here. You will get it. So guys, what is the minimum size? Minimum object size. Minimum object size is 0 bytes. How much? That means can you upload empty file also? Yes, you can upload empty file. And you need to know what is the maximum object size. How much? 5 terabyte. How much is that? 5 terabyte. Certification question. Now you might have a question, sir, S3 is unlimited storage, no? Then why it is maximum 5 terabyte? So guys, this one, each object is 5 terabyte. Can you have unlimited number of objects in one bucket? Yes, that's why S3 is unlimited. So here I'm writing, you can have unlimited number of objects having 5 terabyte each in single bucket. And also, is it possible for you to upload 5 terabyte to S3 bucket in one shot? Or if you are uploading 2 GB, 3 GB, 5 GB also, it is taking 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, correct? So here you cannot do that because AWS said in single put. What is the meaning of put? Put meaning upload. For single put, you can upload only 5 GB. How much? Now we have a question. Sir, if I have my file having 1 terabyte or 50 GB, so in one shot, maximum how much is allowed? 5 GB is allowed. So what you need to do is for this, we have a concept called MPU. What is that? MPU, multi-part upload. What is that called? This multi-part upload, what does it do? No, it will break the file into small chunks. Let's say we have a 50 GB file. This 50 GB size, this MPU feature of S3, what it does, it will break the file into small pieces. And each small pieces can be up to 5 GB. So it will break like this and it will try to upload to S3. And it will try to upload to S3 as a single file there. So in the network, it will go 5 GB. At a shot, you cannot send the terabytes of data, right? So it will break it into the chunks. So this MPU, what it does, breaks the file into multiple chunks and upload it chunk by chunk. And this concept is done. It is done through CLI, not from GUI. So guys, this will be done through the CLI only, not from the GUI. From the console, you cannot do it. It can be done only through CLI command line. Yes, correct. And AWS says that AWS recommend if you have more than 100 MB, use MBU. So AWS saying that, Are Babu, why you are choking my network? If you have 100 MB file also, please start using MBU. So it is always good if you have a big files, break it and then upload it back. Yes. You have to use this way only. Yes, chunk automatic uploaded. Yes. Okay. What delete marker store is? Delete marker is nothing. It's just a label. Delete marker is just a label. For the latest version, a marker label is applied. There is nothing to store there. What the delete marker is nothing but your latest version file only. Okay. Any exam which could be 1 TB, sir. There are so many. Your backup files will be there. Yeah, there are so many where your files can be 1 terabyte, but it is very rare to have that kind of huge in one file. So it will be smaller in real time. Okay, is it clear till here, everyone? Nana, is this clear? Online? Non-IT, okay? Everyone? Clear? Okay. Yes, Shekhar, that's correct. So, very important. Guys, now we have a concept called storage classes. What is that? Let me tell you what is the storage classes. Listen this carefully. Storage classes meaning, guys, let's say for example, one customer number one, first customer, he came to AWS and said, Are Babu, AWS, I have so much of data. I want to store it. I want to store in AWS. Tell me which service. Which service? S3. AWS also said the same thing. Yes, Babu, customer one, there is a service called S3. Go and create a bucket and upload all your files. Use it and pay for it. And customer number one said, okay, thank you. So he uploaded and he's uploading, downloading, accessing, and he's paying for it. Let's say, for example, he's paying 50 rupees. Example, I'm saying example. Don't take it seriously. 150 rupees. 50 rupees example. So he's daily using it. Downloading, uploading, manipulating, creating. He's downloading and he's paying 50 rupees. And second customer came to AWS. And he said, hey, AWS, I want to store the data. AWS said, go to S3, create bucket and then upload your files. And the second customer also, what he did, he went and then he created the bucket and he started uploading it. But this second customer, we have this very bad habit, no? We always compare with others. Let's say you're going for the restaurant. Remember in our days, we used to do this. Mess. You see mess? When I was 60 rupees full plate, full meals. 60 rupees full meal. So when I go, I'm just taking an example, okay? When I go, I pay 60 rupees. I eat less because my tummy is that much only, I eat less. But there are some people where I paid 60 rupees. I mean, put more rice, put more curries, and then eat a lot, correct? So then, what do I feel? Where I'm eating very less? I also thinking that Arey, I'm also paying 60 rupees. He also paying 60 rupees. See how much he's eating, how much I'm eating. So I may go and complain to the owner, to the mess guy, saying that, see, I only eat this much only. Can you take only 30 rupees, please? Because I cannot eat that much. Can you please do you have half plate? I'll eat. Right? So similarly, here also, guys, the first customer, he started using it and uploading all the data, he's paying money for it. And the second customer, he uploaded the data, but he's not using that much. He's not using that much. But the second customer saw the first customer, Abbo, he's uploading, downloading, transferring the data, he's paying 50 rupees. He's not doing anything, but he's paying 50 rupees. That ego got hurt. Then he started asking AWS, hey, AWS, see, he's using very, very badly. He's using every day, every time he's uploading, downloading data transparency, and he's paying 50 rupees. I'm not doing anything. Why I should pay 50 rupees? Please, discount. Please, discount. Please give me discount. AWS is very kind-hearted fellow, right? Okay, fine. So fine, okay, add okay, don't worry, don't cry, don't cry. So what he did was he created everything is storage only, no? So he created called storage classes. Storage classes. For first guy, he has a separate class. For second customer, he has a separate class. So that is called storage classes. So categories. Based on a requirement, you can choose whichever the category is appropriate for you, can choose it. So if you are frequently using it, go for the first one. If you're not frequently using it, go for the second one. And do you need to pay for more money in the second one? No. Discount you will have. Cheaper price. So let me talk on this. So, but remember, while uploading the object, selecting the storage class is mandatory. While uploading the object to your bucket, selecting the storage class is yes or no? So AWS want to know how much you are accessing it. Based on that, he will charge you. So for every object, there will be a storage class. Which storage class? It's up to you what you select. Okay. So I'll write it here. While uploading the objects into S3, selecting storage class is mandatory. Okay. So now we have different type of storage classes. The first storage class for the first customer, we call it as standard frequently access. What is that, Nana? Standard frequently access. That is the first one. First storage class. As the name clearly says, no, what is it? It is frequently access. So this is used for frequently access data. This is used for frequently access data. And guys, when you're uploading any object into the bucket, there should be a default storage class should be there, no? Which one is the default storage class? Standard frequently only, the certification question. This is the default storage class. Which one is the default storage class? Standard frequently access is the default storage class. So when do you use this? For your regular purpose, correct? For your regular purpose, you can use this standard frequently access. Okay, now, guys. Now, this storage class is frequently accessed. That meaning he's frequently uploading it and frequently downloading it. And he's paying amount for that. Is it good that if AWS say that, Array, anyways, you're uploading, for retrieving also, I'll charge you. Is it good for this? No. So for because he's frequently accessing, as he's frequently accessing it, do we have any retrieval charges? No. Remember, no retrieval charges. No retrieval charges. No retrieval charges. You're getting it? This is standard frequently access. So if you want to use it regularly, and then you can go for it. And which is the default storage class also? Standard frequently on. And then we have the second customer, no, who is crying. Second customer wala. So for second customer, AWS created one more thing, which is called standard infrequently. Standard infrequently access. Call it as IA. Call it as IA. What does that nurse say this? Standard infrequently access. So when to use this? This is used for infrequently access data. Let's say once in a month. Once in a month. Guys, there are few Day41 people. What they do is, see here, listen this logic. See, listen this. We have two types of storage classes now. What are those? Standard frequently access and standard infrequently access. One customer will come and think, which one is cheaper? Frequently access or infrequently access? Infrequently. So without telling to AWS, he started using infrequently storage class, but is frequently accessing it, thinking that it is cheaper. But AWS, for infrequently access, retrieval charges are there. Okay, retrieval charge. So he think he's cheaper, but he got triple the cost. Because remember, for infrequently access, we have retrieval charges applied. So you have to be careful, okay? And then, is it cheaper than FA? Correct. Okay, cheaper than FA. Okay, now, see this. Guys, the first one is frequently access. The second one is infrequently access. So, guys, infrequently access, the data is safe. Our data is safe. Yes, which is completely managed by AWS. So, our data is very critical, and then data is completely managed by AWS. It is very safe. It is AWS responsibility that he'll save your data. And then for infrequently also, very critical, data is critical, he will keep very safe. Next, another customer comes. Another customer came and said that AWS, yes. Okay, that's fine. So AWS, I want to put some data in AWS. So AWS said, go to S3. And now in S3, we have two storage classes already. For this customer, he'll say that, hey, Babu, customer number 3, we have frequently access, infrequently access. Select which one of them. And that customer says that, tell me what happened. What happened? Tell me. Okay, so he could not able to tell anything, but AWS asked, you want to access it frequently, infrequently, tell me. He'll say frequently only. Oh, frequently, then go for which one? First one. So, but this customer says that, okay, I'll go for the first one, but you are charging 50 rupees there. So, see, the first customer, the data is very critical. You are storing and keeping it safe. My data is not that much critical. Why should I pay 50 rupees? Are bhai, you are going for go to frequently no and pay 50 rupees. No. First customer, he's paying 50 rupees. You're storing the data very safe. But my data, it's something happened also, no problem. Right? My data is not critical, but I will be using it frequently. But I don't want to pay 50 rupees. So for this, right? For this kind of customer, and AWS came up with another storage class. The first one is data is critical or not critical? Critical. And for this customer, third customer, data is critical or not critical? Not critical. For this, AWS came up with another storage class called reduce. Where is that? Reduce redundant redundancy storage. Reduce redundancy storage, RRS. Which one? Say this. Who? Complete here. Reduce redundancy storage. Say that. Reduce redundancy storage. So what is this reduce redundancy? As the name says, redundancy has been reduced. Guys, whenever you putting the data, see, all the data is stored where? In the backend data centers only, no? What is the data centers called in AWS? Availability zone. How many availability zones are there in Mumbai? 3. So all this data, whatever you're putting, are copying all the data in 3 all availability zones. That meaning he's keeping the data very safe. But coming to this, he said the data is not critical. No, that's why he reduced the redundancy. Is he keeping in all 3 data centers in the backend? No. So he's reducing the redundancy because he want to access it frequently accessed, but not critical. Guys, as is frequently accessed, retrieval charges is there or not? No retrieval charges. Guys, as it is RRS, reduced redundancy storage, AWS doesn't recommend this. AWS doesn't recommend to use this storage class because it is reduced redundancy. It is cheaper than others, Nana? Yes, it is cheaper than others. What is retrieval charges based on your data transfer that will happen? Akhil. There is a charge. I'll show you later. Is it clear? Do you see the third customer mindset? The data is not critical. And now fourth customer came. And he said, hey, AWS, I want to use S3. AWS confirmed said, Babu, we have frequently access, infrequently access, reduce redundancy storage. Frequently with critical data, infrequently with critical data, frequently with not critical data. And this case said, hey, AWS, you also? Tell me what happened. So this guy said that AWS asked, are you going for frequently access or infrequently access? This fourth customer say infrequently access. Then go for standard infrequently, second one. But this guy said infrequently only. But data is not critical like the third one. So he saw that person and he also saying this. For this guy, AWS came up with another storage class called one zone IA. How many? One zone. How many zones? One availability zone only. The data is where is keeping? In how many availability zones is keeping? Only one availability zone. And this is one zone IA. So infrequently access, but not critical. Guys, as it is infrequently, retrieval charges is there or not? Retrieval charges apply. Okay. Okay, Nana? Now, AWS saw someone. Hey, who is there? Hey, who is there? There is one more customer just hiding in the back. Hey, that customer, come friend. So AWS call that customer. And that customer is looking something really different. Like, like a screwless fellow. So that customer came and AWS asked, hey, which customer he is? 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth customer. Fifth customer, the customer is completely looking different. And then AWS says, Nana, what happened? Tell me what is your problem? He said that I have data. I want to put it in S3. Go, ma, put it. No. Go put it to frequently access, infrequently access, reduce redundancy storage, one zone IA. What type of access that you have frequently and infrequently? Hello? What kind of access? Frequently or infrequently? I don't know. Or is that? I don't know. You don't know. Are you want to access frequently or infrequently? I don't know. I don't know completely. So, my name is Gajini. Okay. So, for this guy, AWS got very pity on him. And also, for this kind of AWS came up is intelligent tire. Which one is that? Intelligent tire. Intelligent tire meaning based on his access. If he's accessing it frequently, automatically it will be shifted to frequently access. If it is infrequently accessing it, automatically the storage will be changed into infrequently access it. For this kind of customers also, AWS gave this. So this one we call it as unknown access patterns. Access patterns. Unknown access patterns. Okay. So, guys, and also, and we got last customer. ఎవర్రా మీరంతా okay okay so the last customer said that, hey, AWS is very straightforward. I don't want to access it frequently, so infrequently. Very good. Go for there are so many infrequently. So, but I want to archive it. I don't want to use it at all. Which one is used for archive purpose? Glacier. So we have another storage class which is called Glacier. So the last one we have Glacier. So Glacier is frequently accessed or infrequently? Infrequently access data. Guys, I'll be taking 5 more minutes. Fine, no? Okay. So we'll need to complete this. Okay. So can we say it is for archiving purpose? It is archiving purpose. Okay. So, Nana, see here. In S3, what do we create? Bucket. In S3, what do we create? Bucket has what? Objects. Similarly, in Glacier, we create, instead of bucket, there we call it as vault. What we call? Vault. So we call it as vault. Vault. What is that called? Vault. Vault has what? Archives. What does the vault contains? Archive. So can I say it is a vault is nothing but it's a container of archives? Guys, what do we keep? What do we keep in Glacier? Archives only, no? Your zip files. What do we say? Zip files. So archives are nothing but your objects. That meaning zip files. So whatever the data which is not required for you, or if you don't want to use it now, so go and archive it and put it here. Okay. You know, one danger thing here, one very big thing, one archive. We create, generally in your laptop, you zip it, no? Zip file, small zip file. In AWS, in Glacier, one archive size can be, you know, how much? 40 terabyte. How much? One archive can be up to 40 terabyte. Certification question. And also, you can have unlimited number of archives in one single vault. Each archive can be up to how much? 40 terabytes. Like this, each zip file can be up to 40 terabytes. Like this, you can have unlimited number of archives. In how many vaults? One vault. Like this, you can have 1,000 vaults. So just imagine, right? So unlimited number of archives. So like this, you can have how many vaults, Nana? 1,000 vaults. Retrieval charges apply as it is infrequently. Yes, retrieval charges apply. So once you put it in Glacier, guys, once you put it in Glacier, you cannot summa go like how you're going for your mother-in-law's house. Going, coming, going, coming, going. No, it's not like that. Okay. So Glacier has some retrieval options. Once you push all the data to Glacier, can you go and immediately retrieve it? No. So I'll show you. Glacier has retrieval options. Glacier has retrieval options. Number one, expedited. Number two, standard and bulk. Expedited meaning it will take 1 to 5 minutes data to come back. Standard meaning it will take 3 to 5 hours. And bulk, it will take 5 to 12 hours. So based on a requirement, you can go and use the option. So if you have a very small file to retrieve, which option will you go for? Expediter you go for. And if you have big files, then you want to go for standard. And if you want huge files, then go for bulk, which will take 5 to 12 hours to retrieve back. Okay. Now what is availability? There are two things here. Availability and durability. What is availability? What is availability? Can I say anytime it is available? Durability meaning, can I say that long time? Guys, you go to the shop and you ask for the batteries. What is the first question you will ask? Anna, any రోజులు వస్తుంది battery? Yes or no? For how long I will get this battery? 6 months, 7 months. So what is that? What that is nothing but durability, right? So in batteries also it written no durability, long durability, right? That means for longer time. So availability meaning anytime. So for example, you have buckets, you have objects in bucket. If you go at midnight, 12 o'clock, will it be available for you? Yes. After 5 years? Yes. So any time you go, it is available. That is called availability. And durability meaning after 5 years, you go and see the bucket. You have the data there? Yes. After 10 years? Yes. When your son goes and see the bucket, is there? Yes. Your son-in-law. When you become grandfather, then also, when you gone also, you have the data there. So that is called durability, right? Okay. So now we have availability and durability. So we need to know the availability and durability for each and every storage classes. Availability here is 99.99%. How much is it? 99.99%. Durability meaning, as I said, if you become grandfather also, the data will be there. That meaning 99.999999999% the data is there. Instead of shouting like this, I will call it as 11 nines. What is 11 nines? 99.999 is how many nines? 11 nines. So that is the availability and durability for standard frequently access. Like this, availability and durability here is 19 is gone, 99.9% only. And for here, 99.9% and 99.99%. For here, it is 99.5%. So you need to remember this here, okay? So all in all, it says your data is safe. It is more than 99%. More than 99%. Okay. Guys, see here. What is the minimum object size in standard frequently access? What is the minimum object size? Minimum. 0 what? Bytes. But this is a certification question. Here, minimum object size is 128 KB. How much? For infrequently access, it is 128 KB. Certification question. And here also 128 KB. Minimum object size is 128 KB. Rest all, there is no minimum size. Okay, now let me give one small thing. See here, guys. Let's say you have so many photos, latest photos, this year photos. And you, as it is this year, I mean, this month photo, you are accessing it frequently or infrequently? Frequently. So which storage class will you suggest for that? Standard frequently, first one. Now it has been 1 year. After 1 year, will you access it that frequently? Then what it is infrequently. So that meaning your all the photos will be in frequently accessed data. After 1 year, it will be still in the frequently accessed data. Is it good? As you're not using frequently, why you to pay 50 rupees there? Can you move that to infrequently? Yes or no? So if you move to infrequently, you just need to pay 10 rupees there. Because you are accessing frequently or infrequently? Infrequently. For that reason, can we move the objects from one storage class to another storage class? Yes. Very important. Can you move the object from one storage class to another storage class? Yes. Guys, let's say you have 10,000 objects. Is that possible for you to move it manually? No. So there is a concept called life cycle management. What is that, Nana? Life cycle management. So simply here we need to create life cycle rules. So using this life cycle rules, based on your rule, automatically move the objects from one storage class to another storage class. Can I move it to frequently access to infrequently? And from infrequently, can I move it to glacier? Yes, I can move it. So from anywhere to anywhere, you can move it to reduce the cost. It is possible to move the objects from one storage class to another storage class automatically. Okay, na? And here we have minimum duration. So guys, if at all you want to move to infrequently access, your object should be for how many days? 30 days. After 30th day only, you can move it to the infrequently. So like this, we have here also 30 days. Here also 30 days. Guys, here glacier is 90 days. How much, Nana? 90 days. Glacier is 90 days. Hey, there is also one more storage class. Here we call it as deep glacier. What is that? Glacier is itself is archive. Deep glacier meaning, if you want to say correctly in Telugu, bonda petedam. Okay. So kafan pinake dafan kar do. So that meaning, so in Hindi also I told you already, Utkarsh. Okay. So it is like deep glacier. So that meaning you don't want to access at all. You want to just keep it just like that. So that is deep glacier. So for that minimum duration is 180 days. How many days now? So it's like coma. Yes. Correct. And is this clear till here, everyone? I'll stop it here. So these are all the different types of storage classes we have. So we went very deep into each and every storage class. Okay. Which is the default storage class? Standard frequently access. So this will be really used in your real time because mostly people will go with the standard frequently only. Even though they are not using the data frequently, they are just chumma keeping all the terabytes of data, they are putting it in frequently access, where you need to pay more money, no? As an AWS engineer, as an AWS architect, you go to some companies and if they complain you saying that we are paying more money to S3, what is the first thing that you should see? Which storage class and how frequently they are using it. So if they are not frequently using it, move it to the infrequently and then half of the price get reduced. Based on the requirement, you need to choose the storage classes. Okay, Nana? Good. Take the screenshots. Thank you for spending 10 more minutes with me. Let me know once done. Screenshot. Okay. Next. Any questions meanwhile? Done. And the third one. There is a question here. Sir, I have doubt. Sir, will you revise all this stuff before coming to class? How could you remember all this stuff? Huh? ఎవరు నువ్వు ఎంత టాలెంట్ కొనా don't compare me with the 30 years industry person. Okay. So guys, this is not second batch or third batch. I complete more than 50, 60 batches. Okay. So everything is here. So experience, yes. I have teaching experience also, and also I'm the real-time working guy, no? So I always work on these things. So it will be like, so you know how to play cricket, no? Simple, no? Every day you're playing cricket, everything you know. Simple. Riyaz sir is frequently accessed. Good. Can I give the final CC for today, ma? Thank you, Srikant. CC with smile. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you on Monday with S3 continuation topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.